San Diego's real estate market just made one of the biggest shifts that I've ever felt. Homes are selling faster, demand is surging, but inventory is still tight. So if you're curious if this is the moment to buy or sell a home, I'm going to break all of that down for you. My name is Dan Parker with the Best Life Home Team. I'm a real estate agent and market shift tracking expert. All right, I made that up, but I'm trying something new here. But I have helped hundreds of buyers and sellers in this market. I consistently research data and analysis of what's going on in the housing market here in San Diego and nationwide, so you don't have to. And today I'm unpacking what it's really like and what's going on today. The first thing to know is beyond yearly demand and supply and demand for housing, we have seasonal effects. And if you look at a chart, I'll show you here in a second, you will see in the summer months and leading up to the summer months, there's more homes being bought and sold because people like to move around school schedules. They like to move when it's warm out. And generally everything slows down and falls down when it comes into winter. Nobody wants to buy or sell during the holidays. And what we saw this year started normal, but it was different. The market slowed going into December like it normally does, but demand just stayed flat the first couple of weeks of January. We didn't see the pickup that we normally see to start the year. A sluggish start was maybe indicating that we were going to have a slow year in real estate. Fewer sales, less demand, and maybe even prices starting to drop. But then a big shift happened, demand spiked, and anecdotally, I'm having way more conversations with buyers in more and more multiple offer scenarios. You can even see in this chart right here, this is San Diego County demand year over year, how we started off the year looking like things were just going to plateau and stay really, really mellow, and then all of a sudden it shot up following what we normally see on a yearly basis. And the question is, what happened? There are three main factors to tell us what's happening right now. First of all, demand is surging. For example, this was the first week in a long time I wrote an offer for some clients where we were up against 10 other offers. Never a fun scenario to be in. We ended up offering $100,000 over asking, and we got beat out by a cash offer that went even higher than we did. And specifically by the numbers, demand is up 28% in the last 2 weeks. We went from 1,143 to 1,467 pending sales in San Diego County. Feels like that's just the start. And actually what we're seeing is buyers are returning after the holiday pause, which seemed to be kind of expanded into the last couple of weeks of January or first couple of weeks of February. I think a lot of this had to do with the uncertainty with the president's inauguration, what was going to happen with the economy, uncertainty with high rates, and then we also had locally, we had some historic fires and destruction in the neighboring LA areas. That's going to cause some concern. That's going to slow people down a little bit. But buyers are starting to act quickly, and now we're seeing the average time on market for a house, for a home for sale, going from 99 days down to 80 days, what felt like overnight. The second factor is that inventory is rising, but slowly and just not quite enough. So even with more listings hitting the market, they are getting snapped up fast. Inventory increased 4% in the last 2 weeks, which is nowhere near the increase in demand, from 3,770 homes in San Diego County to 3,918. And generally, if you've watched my channel, if you've watched some of my analysis before, what I would love to see, what a lot of us want to see, what we saw, in the 2015 to 2020 range was somewhere between 8 and 12,000 homes for sale. That is a healthy inventory level of homes for sale across the county, and we're nowhere near that number. We're actually up with homes for sale compared to last year. We're 21% higher than last year for inventory or homes for sale, which is great, but we need to see more of that. We need to keep rising. And the demand that we're having now is definitely not going to lead to more active inventory. And what this actually means for buyers and sellers out there is that the nice move-in ready homes in great locations are selling almost immediately. And the homes that aren't selling immediately, which there are going to be those homes in every single market, are going to follow the Uno strategy. Either they're going to be a unique property, which is going to have lower demand. Let's say a 2-bedroom home. Most people are looking for 3-bedroom, maybe a studio apartment. Most people are looking for at least 1 to 2 bedrooms. An investment property, which is more challenging for investors in a high rate environment. All of these properties, they're generally going to take a little bit longer to sell. And then you have the next type of property, which is not move-in ready, needs work, has deferred maintenance. Of course, those are going to take longer to sell than move-in ready homes. And then third, of course, you have the overpriced properties, the classic overpriced property listing. And maybe you even have a combination of all three of these. But generally, these are the types of homes that are sitting on the market a little bit longer. If you are looking for a deal as a buyer, these are the homes that you should probably be looking for. And the third factor in what's going on in this market right now is looking specifically at market time. So how long is a home staying on the market on average? And what we're seeing is the market time is like it's plunging right now. It's going down significantly. And for example, I have some clients who wrote an offer last week on a property that had been listed for 60 days. All of a sudden, after 60 days with no offers in hand, no accepted offers, they got 3 offers on the same week. They were all the way up to asking price again. And that's what we see when markets start to turn around, like we're seeing it happen right now. And seeing the average market time go down from 99 to 80 days in 2 weeks feels like overnight, means we're headed into this trajectory where the average market time, the time a home takes to sell, is going to be shorter and shorter over the next couple of months as more and more competition hits the market. So what does this mean if you are a buyer or a seller in the market, or considering to be a buyer or seller in the market? Like, what's going to happen over the next couple of months? How is this going to affect my strategy? And so if you are a buyer, keep in mind, Zillow, along with other people, believes San Diego is going to be one of 2025's hottest markets across the U.S. And honestly, I agree. So I don't think it's going to offer much of a benefit to wait to buy a home in this market. The truth is, with demand rising and market time dropping, hesitation might cost you in the long run. If you are considering buying, stick to some of the basics. Make sure that you are pre-approved, that you're ready to go with a bank, because homes in good condition are selling fast, and you need to have that in hand before submitting an offer. The last thing you want is to not be able to get a house that you really like because you didn't do the pre-work of getting that pre-approval ready to go if you are financing your purchase. And one more tip for buyers is look beyond Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com and Homes.com and all of those online portals. You can still find off-market opportunities. There's new construction homes out there. There are coming soon listings. All of these things can be really great strategies in this market. And this is where I can help as well. Shameless plug. I can help you with these things. For sellers in this market, whether in San Diego or not, if you're looking to sell your home, considering selling your home, there's 2 main things I want you to know. Number one, like I had mentioned before, homes that need some work, have deferred maintenance, missing some upgrades, dated carpet. Those homes might sit a little bit longer. Those homes might not get as much money. They might not get as much competition. So make sure you prepare your home and focus on the things that buyers are prioritizing. And secondly, make sure that you price your home right. Homes priced correctly are going to sell quickly and often above asking price. Now, there are 3 distinct pricing strategies. I talk about this with every single one of my sellers. You can price it a little bit low and hopefully get that bid up. The second strategy is you price it at what we believe market value is. Or number 3, we price it at aspirational pricing. Here's a pricing I'd really, really like to get, even though it seems like it would break some records. It would sell higher than our neighbors' homes have sold. And here's the main thing to know on this is my pricing strategy suggestion was different over the last couple of months than it is today, than it is over the last couple of weeks. So depending on the market, depending on what we're seeing, you want to use the right strategy for the market that you are in. That's going to help you maximize your net proceeds at the end of the day. And for anyone that's lucky enough to be in the top 10% of home buyers in San Diego County, which would be considered the luxury range of homes, and they are going to classify as $2 million or more, you're up against some competition as well. These homes tend to historically sit a little bit longer. They take longer to sell because there's a smaller buyer pool for those homes. But it's actually pretty crazy what we've seen in the last couple of weeks, where luxury demand has jumped by 37%. And then average days on market, which was 200 days just 2 weeks ago, is down to 153 days. So it's a massive reduction in average days on market for the luxury price point of homes. And if you're wondering what's going on with mortgage rates, you've been waiting for the last couple of years. We've been told over and over again that rates were going to come down. Does not look like that's really happening at any significant level anytime soon. Right now, rates are holding around 7%. They've been just below 7% over the last couple of weeks. And if you look at the mortgage rate projections from the major analysts, they are expecting rates to hold between 6 and 7% over the next 2 years. Now, I'll be honest, the experts over the last couple of years have been extremely wrong on their projections. So who knows? There is a little bit of a coin toss, but you can see that they're all leaning the same way when we're looking at the economy, what's going on, what we're expecting, the Fed funds rate, all of these different factors, the 10-year bonds, all of these go into the mortgage rates and where mortgage rates are going to end up. And specifically, if you look at some of these economic outlooks from Fannie Mae, Mortgage Brokers Association, National Association of Home Builders, and Wells Fargo, they are forecasting that the 2025 rates at the end of the year is going to be somewhere between 6.6 and 6.8%. And in 2026, none of them are expecting under 6%, with the lowest being 6.11 by the National Association of Home Builders. So hopefully they're wrong. Hopefully rates come down a little bit more. I would love to refinance. I just bought about a year and a half ago. I'm waiting for that opportunity to refinance, but I'm not expecting it over the next 12, maybe not even 24 months. So we'll see what happens there. So what we've seen over the last just few weeks is the San Diego housing market has shifted, really shifted back into place from what a lot of people were projecting, what I've been projecting over the last 6 months, 12 months on this channel here. And I know if you're planning on buying or selling, it's good to know what to expect over the next couple of months. We know the spring market is only going to get hotter. So now is the time to start to get your strategy in place. And if you want to understand how this market shift impacts your home buying goals, you can book a free discovery session call with me. That's a free 30-minute video call where we can go over your exact criteria, what you're looking for, and see if it makes sense in this market, and give you the strategies, the tactics, the neighborhoods that you should consider. All of that information we go over with you. You have a link to that along with my contact information down below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.